You know that feeling, right? When you have a dream that's so real, so completely vivid that for a split second after you wake up, you're not quite sure where you are or even who you are. It's like an echo from somewhere else. But what if it's not just an echo? What if it's a real connection?
And then, boom, the alarm goes off. Your eyes flutter open. You see the familiar ceiling, you hear the familiar sounds, and the world you call reality slowly starts to pull you back in. The dream, it just begins to fade, like an old photograph. But that feeling lingers.
And that's the question that really gets under your skin, isn't it? The feeling that the dream wasn't just some movie your brain cooked up. It felt like a place you actually visited. And maybe, just maybe, a little piece of you is still there, living a whole other life.
While this sense of being in two places at once, it's not just some weird modern thing. It actually taps into one of the biggest, oldest questions we've ever dared to ask about what's real and what isn't.
I mean, think about it. For literally centuries, philosophers and scientists have been completely obsessed with the world of dreams. Are they just random firings of our neurons, or are they something more? Maybe even doorways. To really get our heads around this, we've got to go back in time and look at a couple of brilliant thinkers who wrestled with this exact problem. They basically laid the groundwork for a question that science is now exploring in some really wild ways. Okay, so first up, you have the ancient Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi. Over 2,000 years ago, he told this story. He dreamt he was a butterfly, just fluttering around, having a great time. And when he woke up, he was genuinely confused. He couldn't be sure if he was a man who had just dreamed of being a butterfly, or if he was a butterfly who was now dreaming he was a man. The experience was that real. Now, fast forward a couple of thousand years. You've got René Descartes, and he basically comes to the same kind of troubling conclusion. He pointed out that our senses, the very things we rely on to tell us what's real, can be totally fooled. A dream can feel, sound, and look just as convincing as real life. So how can you prove right now that you're not dreaming? You can't. So of course, we try to draw lines in the sand. We tell ourselves, okay, waking life makes sense. It's consistent, it follows rules. Yesterday happened, tomorrow will happen. But in dreams, well, things get weird, right? Logic goes out the window, time gets all twisted. It's like one part of your mind is making it all up as it goes along. But here's where it gets really fun. What if that neat little distinction we make, what if that's the real illusion? What if there's a way for both of these states of being to be just as real as each other? To even consider that, we have to take a little detour from philosophy and step into the seriously strange world of quantum physics. This is where the whole idea could stop being a thought experiment and start getting physically real. So let me introduce you to the many worlds interpretation. It's a leading theory in quantum mechanics, and it's a real mind bender. Put simply, it says that whenever there's a fork in the road, anytime an event can have more than one outcome, the universe doesn't just pick one path. Nope, it splits, and it creates a whole new, separate universe for every single possible outcome. Just think about that for a second. Every choice you've ever made, from the huge life-altering ones to something as small as turning left instead of right, each one of those choices created a new branch of reality, a whole new universe. And in every single one of those universes, there's another you. The scale of this is, well, it's pretty much impossible to wrap your head around. It's not just a few other worlds. It's an endlessly branching tree of parallel universes, all happening at the same time, all just as real as this one. Okay, but if all these other worlds are out there, and there are basically infinite versions of you living different lives, what in the world does that have to do with dreaming? Well, this is where things get truly profound. So imagine it. Somewhere out there, there's a you who took that job you turned down. A you who moved to that city you only thought about. A you who said yes when you said no. Infinite variations of your life are playing out right now in all these parallel worlds. And every single one of those yous is just as real and conscious as you are. So let's ask the big question. If you dream, then they must dream too, right? So what do you think they see when they close their eyes at night in their version of reality? This is the incredible idea that some thinkers who explore many worlds have proposed. Your counterpart, the other you, is dreaming about your life. The path you took, the choices you actually made, that is the stuff their dreams are made of. Let that sink in for a moment. This reality, the life you are living right this second,
could literally be the dream of another version of you in a parallel universe. And your dreams, they might not be just random thoughts. They could be actual windows, little glimpses into the real waking lives of your other selves.
And just like that, we're right back where we started, with that old philosopher's problem. If your reality is their dream and their reality is your dream, well, that line between them doesn't just get blurry, it completely disappears. So what this all points to is a radical new way of looking at everything. It suggests dreams could be portals, that you're not just one person, but a whole collection of people linked together across universes, and that consciousness itself is the bridge between all these realities. Your life isn't a single story, it's a whole library. Which brings us to that final nagging question, the one Zhuangzi asked himself all those centuries ago. If your life is just the dream of another you, and their life is your dream, how can you be so sure